This video is brought to you by Bantio TCG. What's up guys, Cardtalk here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the BT-20 HeavyMetaldramon deck profile. So this deck is actually a deck that I was looking forward to playing just because I really like Impmon, and Impmon has a new evolution line that's very similar to the Greymon line, so you know, that's like the best of both worlds. So anyway, let's get right into the deck profile. The deck is really fun, but we'll go over most of the cards. Some of them you'll be seeing from the old set, but there's quite a new additions that we can play around with now as well. So we're still using the old Digimon from EX7. This is the one that on attack, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, you can Digivolve into a Dark Dragon or a Evil Dragon. So it's pretty good. You still have to pay the cost though, so keep in mind that you will be paying the cost. But it's a pretty neat effect, just to help you get around with playing with a lower hand size. So for level 6s, we are running 3 of the new HeavyMetaldramon. So this is obviously the HeavyMetaldramon Ace, which lets you on play and on evolution, trash until you have 4 cards left in your hand, and then you can play something from your trash that's 8,000 or less. And then for every card trashed by this card's effect, you increase the cap. You decrease the cap by 2,000. So if you ditch 4, then you don't play anything. But mainly you just want it to ditch and you have 4 so you can fulfill most of the conditions. But most of the time, by the time you go into your HeavyMetaldramon, you will be very low in hand size, so you'll be able to most likely play something out even if it's like a level 3 or something. So pretty good. And then for the other effect, it's on both turns. All of your Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon trait Digimon get Rush and Blocker, which is actually huge because being able to Rush, you can combo it with the new Yuki to have an attack. So it's really good. I think this deck is a little bit slept on. So I think there's a lot of potential for this deck, especially since this deck is. We'll go over it later, but you know, I'm very excited to talk about this deck. For the other level 6s, we're running the old HeavyMetaldramon. This is the one from EX7. So this one's ability is on evolution, you can trash 2 cards in your hand and delete 1 of opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than this Digimon. And then at the end of your turn, you can play a card with the Evil Dragon or Dark Dragon, Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait, and a play cost of 8 or less from your hand without paying its cost. And then for each card in your hand, you can remove the maximum play cost by 1. So it's still pretty good. You'll be able to play a lot of smaller bodies. And if you have no cards in your hand, you can potentially play this as well. So it's pretty good. But you'll probably have at least like 2-3 cards in your hand. Sometimes maybe 1 or 2, but since when you evolve, you draw. It's really hard to have 0, so it's fine. You'll be able to get it out most of the time. And next, we're running 2 of the Nidhoggmon from BT7. So we're running this just mainly because on ditch you get 1 memory, so you can use this to prolong your turns. And we have ways to grab it back to the hand now, so you can use this. Just keep ditching this for your ability so that you can either evolve for less or extend your turn and just memory choke. So very, very good. You can run this at 1 if you want to have space for other stuff, but very rarely will we Digivolve into this one unless your opponent has a floodgate on the board that you can't delete otherwise, and you don't have the HeavyMetaldramon to Digivolve into this one as a backup to remove floodgates. But most of the time you won't use it. You mainly use it for the ditch ability. So bring 2 of those. Next, we are going to be running. So for those you don't know, Nidhoggmon's ability is when this card is ditched by a card effect, you can draw 1. You can get 1 memory. And then the on evolution ability is you can ditch a card from your hand to pop something level 4 or lower. So it's a really old card, but I think it still comes in handy sometimes. So we're running 2 of those. Next, we are running 4 of the new Loudmon. So Loudmon is a on play and on evolution. You can ditch 2 cards from your hand, and then you'll be able to give one of your Digimon raid as well as piercing, and then plus 4k. So if you play this with the ability of HeavyMetaldramon, you can give the ability to this one. So it'll become a 12k, and then you can attack with it as well. So it's pretty good. I'm mainly running this because it has that on play and on evolution ability that is pretty good offensively. So being able to pierce as well is just nice. Yeah. All right. So next we are running 3 of the Loudmon from EX7. So this one is on evolution and on play and ditch 2 to pop 7k or less. So these will all help you lower the lower your hand size so you're closer to 4, which is what you mainly want with this deck. But this one is mainly to pop. 7k is an odd number, so I'm not running this as a 4. Honestly, you can bump this down to 3-3 if you want. But there have been games where when I was playing with this ratio, I just didn't draw into my level 5s, and so I bumped it up to 7 again. But most of the times, once you have 1 or 2 of these in your trash, you'll be able to just constantly use it with your Yukis and your Yamons. So not too worried about. If you want to be creative, you can definitely cut one of these out for another card to increase the flexibility of the deck. But this is how I like it, so I'm running 7 level 5s. For the level 4s, we are running 4 of the Punkmon from EX7. This is one that lets you cheat out a Yuki. I want to see this as early as possible, and that's why I'm running this at 4. But honestly, once you get your second Yuki out, these ones don't come in that handy. The Inherit's still okay, giving 2k. You can increase the cap for your HeavyMetaldramon's pop ability. But for the most part, I was running this at 3 before, but running 3, I don't feel like I see it when I need to, and so I bumped it up to 4, and yeah, it's not bad at 4. I think once we get a different Dark Dragon that we can use, another Dark Dragon level 4 that we can use, I'll probably cut this back down to 3. There's a new Growlmon that got announced today, which might help out with the deck, but I don't know. But yeah, for now I'm running 4 of these, and then we're also running 4 of the Punkmon from BT-20. This one's on play and on evolution. You can ditch a card from your hand, and then one of your Digimon get blocker as well as retaliation. This is a really strong ability because you can bring this out with your HeavyMetaldramons, and then you'll be able to use this to just block and then retaliate and then kill stuff. So it's pretty good. Obviously it depends on matchup, but this is a nice option to have. I quite like it. And the Inherit is just plus 2k, similar to the other Punkmon. Sorry, for the level 5's Inherits, it's if you have 4 less cards in your hand, your Dark Dragon and Evil Dragon Digimon will all get security check plus 1. So it's all of your Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon, so it's pretty bonkers, especially when you give your stuff rush. Even your small guys will be swinging for 2 checks, and if they don't crash, it feels pretty good. So yeah. All right, next for the other level 4s, we're running 3 of the Eismon Scatter Mode. This is the one from EX7. On play, you can ditch a card from your hand. If you do, return one of your, I think it's what is it called? Your Evil Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trade cards. Rounding out the level 4s, we're running 3 of the Eismon Scatter Mode. So this card's ability is on play. You can trash a card from your hand, and you can return 1 card with Evil Dragon, or Dark Dragon trade from your trash back to your hand. So this is how you grab back your Nidhoggmons, because I believe it is a Evil Dragon. So you'll be able to grab these back and just gain memory with it. So it's pretty nice. Obviously, it helps you grab combo pieces as well if you don't have Yuki to Digivolve into. This one's still a nice backup option. So running 3 of these. This doesn't have it on evolution ability though, so it makes it less good. So we're running this at 3. I think once we get more options for this deck, we'll probably play around with ratios like 3, 3, 3, 3, 2 maybe, and then we'll run some of the new card. But we'll see what the new cards do before we make any final judgments. But for the most part, this is pretty okay. Next, for the level 4s, we're running 4 of the Impmon from EX7. So this one is when you would Digivolve into an Evo Dragon or a Dark Dragon, you can reduce the cost by 1. So it's very similar to a lot of the other Liberator cards, Liberator rookies that we've gotten. So this is the one from EX7. But actually, in BT-20, we finally got a Searcher for this deck. So this one's the new Impmon. So on play, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you can grab an Evil, Dark Dragon, or Evil Dragon, as well as a Yuki to your hand. So you can grab potentially 2 targets. It's pretty good. And you'll be able to grab most of the stuff in this deck because we are, all your Digimon at least are, except for the one we're running next, is Evil, Dark Dragon, or Evil Dragon. So it's pretty good range of searches. We are running 4 of the Goblymon from BT-14. This is the one that whenever you ditch a card from your hand, you can gain 1 memory. Main reason we're running this is because we do ditch a lot, and so I want to maximize mileage on the memory gain that we get. Probably if we have a new Impmon, we'll probably run that. But since this one, pretty much on evolution, if you Digivolve into any one of, if you Digivolve into, where is it? This for level 4, you get a ditch, so you can get the memory back. It is going to be costing 3 because this is not an evil trait. Your Goblynmon's not evil trait, but you'll still be able to ditch a card and get 1 memory back, so it's still 2 cost. And then keep in mind, if you do further Digivolve, for example, if you don't, if you Digivolve into this and you don't ditch, when you go into your level 5, you'll still ditch and then you can still proc the ability. So you get the cost reduction like that, a pseudo cost reduction like that, but it's not really a true cost reduction. So you can potentially run this at lower numbers if you want, but I just want to have a nice number of rookies. I think alternatively, you can run Floodgates. You can switch these Goblymons out to 2 Psychemons and 2 Gazimons to just act as Floodgates. But these are also not evil trait, so you won't get the cost reduction from them as well. But they are playable with the HeavyMetaldramons, or at least this one. This one lets you play anything that's 8k or less, but you don't get the buff for the brush as well as blocker. So yeah. Next, we're running 3 of the Yukis from BT-20. So I was running her at 2 before, but I feel like she's kind of important for just finishing the game as well as just getting attacks in faster. So I bumped her up to 3, which I quite like. But her ability is at the end of your turn, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, you can rest this Tamer to have one of your Evil or Evil Dragon, your Evil Dragon or Dark Dragon Digimon attack the player. And then the other Tamer we're running is the EX7 Yuki, which lets you gain 1 memory if everyone has a Digimon on the board. And then on your main phase, if you have 4 less cards in your hand, you can rest this Tamer to Digivolve one of your Digimon into a Evil Dragon or a Dark Dragon into your Digimon for the cost. So pretty good as well. So if you have these, like if you have this and this, you'll be able to Digivolve twice pretty much, because you can just digivolve into the thing with this, and then when you attack with that, you can further digivolve again. And keep in mind, if you have this one, if you digivolve into level 4 and then you pass turn, you can still attack with this one using this tamer, and then you can still proc your Yamon and digivolve again. It's gonna be kind of expensive, but you have like Nidhoggmons to help you reduce some of the costs, so it's not too bad. So it's pretty nifty. So running those 6 tamers, you can kind of play around with the ratio if you want. At this moment, I probably wouldn't run more than 6 tamers, but you can definitely fix the ratios depending on how you like it. And then for the options, we are running one of the Black Sabbath. So Black Sabbath's ability is in your trash, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, you can pay 6 memory to put this card at the bottom of the deck, and then you can delete one of your opponent's active Digimon. So it's pretty strong. And the main ability is you can ditch a card from your hand to pop something 4K, level 4 or lower. So you can just use this to kind of get rid of floodgates or some pesky level 4 that you're afraid that will blast into level 5. So it's not bad. We're running 1 just because I don't want to see too many of these in my hand. They are ditch targets because you can use them later, but I'd rather ditch other Digimon that I can further digivolve into. So I'm running this at 1. It's also it's nice to see, and you can, as long as you have this in your trash, it's always a threat to your opponent. They'll always be worried that, oh, if I keep it active, then he might Black Sabbath me. So yeah, I think it's a pretty nifty card. All right, next we're running 2 of the Violet Memory Boost. This is just to help consistency boost in giving extra memory, helping you get extra memory for turns that need it is pretty nice. So it's a pretty good card to open with. Another nice card to open with is the Wisdom Training. This is just to help you evolve into your level 4s for a little bit cheaper. You can obviously digivolve into anything for 2 costs less, but I think the most important part is just to get your level 4 started, and so going into it for free is pretty nice. And this obviously helps you search for all the Digimon in your deck, so it's pretty good. Consistency boosters don't really need too much explanation, but overall this deck is very, very fun to play, and it's definitely a lot stronger than I thought it would be. Not a lot of people are playing this deck, I think, just because there's a lot of other really cool stuff in this set, but I think this deck is definitely has a lot of potential, especially with all the ability to just digivolve from your trash is just good, because it doesn't really matter what you have in your hand. But of course, it is very susceptible to Paladin mode. If your opponent Paladin modes you, you're gonna cry. So that's why, depending on what you're matched up with, be careful. If your opponent does run that 1 copy of Paladin mode and he just Paladin modes you, you better hope you have pieces in your hand that you can use. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a very fun deck to play. Definitely check it out. It's a very budget deck to play as well. There's not really anything expensive in this deck, so you can definitely pick it up for pretty cheap and just play around with it. I think the most expensive things are the trainings and the memory boost maybe. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile, guys. If you guys enjoyed it and you guys want to build this deck on your own, make sure to visit today's sponsor, Banto TCG, and use coupon code CARDOTACODES0125 for 3% off on checkout on orders above 13 USD. I think you can find all the pieces that you need in this deck on their site, so definitely check them out. Build a full deck, let me know how you guys like it. But yeah, this is Kotaku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!